Hello. There we go. Okay, that's embarrassing. Anyway, what I said was hello there. Welcome to the stream, Kitty Vickies. It is I, Hollow of Dawn, and I need to keep my mind off of things because my personal life is not going so great. It's kind of a mess, actually. I'm very, very depressed about it. But hey, that's a different topic entirely, I suppose. Yeah, my OLED TV won't sell. At least it doesn't seem to be getting any viewers. It's really hard to sell a TV period, it seems. There we go. I just wanted to make sure that my model wasn't locked up or anything. But anyway, more demos, I guess. In fact, we got a bunch of... Actually, there's actually plenty of demos on Next Fest. Let me check out Next Fest. Here, let's go to... Gonna be playing Of the Devil first. It's gonna be... I mean, look at all these demos right here. This is impressive. Really. Too many to really, like, count. From what I can tell. Seriously, look at all this. Ridiculous. Okay, got myself a couple of candidates this time around. Of the Devil and this other one called, where is it? Keylocker, turn-based cyberpunk action, which reminds me of the title for Valhalla, where it's cyberpunk bartender action. So, anyway, this is a work of fiction, Of the Devil. I wonder what this is. Hopefully it's good. This game uses an autosave feature. Do not quit while you can see this icon. Okay? Huh. Start, alright. Controller support is partial. Let's see here. Start. Of the Devil. So far, I like the art style. The art style looks really good. Very up my alley, so to speak. Rain sizzles off neon above me. The summer shower creates a noted uptick in the flickering of holograms down the street, and the slight blunting of the night's ambience. Emphasis on slight. Lights, cameras, and constant noise. The city's got insomnia, with the uneven heart rate to prove it. Let me first share this stream. Let me share the stream on X. I forgot to share this whole thing on social medias. Alright. There we go. Alright, continuing on. Hey Mia! Glad you're here. Just playing some demos, I guess. Current one is Of the Devil, which is currently on Next Fest on Steam. And so far it seems to be a visual novel sort. So, there's no escaping the secondhand nervous energy of it all, but I'm plenty acclimated. Just a wave of worries cresting on the surface while I hold my breath deep below. Besides, a microdose of nightlife anxiety suits my mood just fine. Because if I'm not careful, this client of mine's gonna die in jail. Dude, alright. Morgan. That's her name. Criminal attorney. It's hard to get away with murder these days. People are still assumed innocent, at least on paper. But by the time they're in cuffs, there's hardly any shadows of doubt left. Because this whole world's lit up, mapped out, never unknown, and always online. Whether it's incandescent or neon or holo, whether it's LCD, LED, or just the nearest phone screen, There's light shining on every last pixel of the map. And someone's always watching. This is the kind of dialogue that's up my alley. I'm liking the writing so far. Solitude's a rarity. Anonymity is scarce. And criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. So you take whatever clients you can get. You don't balk at public defender work, no matter the hour. And should you find yourself in one of the last dark, quiet corners left in the whole world, well, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Not that there's much else I can do until... My phone? Oh shit. Counselor, your public defender contract has been approved. Holy crap. You are expected at the 254th precinct. Present your ID at the door to enter. Arrive at least 15 minutes early. Dude, okay, these frickin' transitions are awesome. I'll try. Looks like the paperwork came through. It's nearly 3:15 now. 90 minutes since I took the job. Probably makes it about 2 hours since they finally got smart enough to ask for a lawyer. But they're really smart. They'll have used that time to get some rest. Because now that I'm here, things are going to get busy. Jesus. So far, this has actually been like holy crap, dude. Episode 0. This is episode 0. 2. He shall appear. This seems like something, again, like this is like a noir, like a cyber noir, like, dude, okay, I am fucking into this. This is crazy, this is off the wall, I love it. It's like fantastic art style to boot. Precinct 254. ... It's a goddamn ghost town. With nothing but a hologram for a welcoming party. I'm here about a homicide. High clearance rates be damned. You think they treat it with a little more gravitas. ... But whatever. If I'm that unimportant, they've got no right to complain if I take my sweet time getting checked in. And I should take my time. Information's like cash in my line of work. You gotta spend it to make it. And if you're flat broke, no one's gonna give a shit what you have to say. So let's see if I can't poke around and shake some change loose. Oh, okay, cool. Use the mouse to look around for points on interest that you can click on. You'll earn credit for investigating anything and everything you can. Credit is both a measure of your information gathering skills and your own credibility. So don't go broke. Okay, oh shit. Oh. The medium's cracked in the corner. Looks bad, but my phone's made of the same stuff. I'm rolling the dice every time it falls off the sofa. Could probably null the warranty on one of these things with a loud sneeze. At least it's not broken. Even at this hour, it's still dutifully scrolling through its notifications. Interesting that for a demo, I'm still getting achievements. Interesting. Looks like the usual 1-to-1 ratio of public health alerts and inoffensive pop culture trivia you always get served at state buildings. There's a few missing persons, too. 1 year of Silver Plan coverage, courtesy of Caduceus, or whatever, as a reward for any... Silver's no joke. Family must be getting desperate. Okay. A data pad. I'll bite. Even when there's more advertisement than article, they can still be informative. I miss when more games had demos. Yeah. And so far, like, Next Fest has proven to, this year's Next Fest has proven to be kind of plentiful. Like, especially the previous stream. Got Psycho Giantess Date Simulator. A date sim, rather. That thing is actually, I recommend like playing that thing. It's actually a really good one. Really good demo. Unexpected, especially with the art style. The art style is fantastic, and where it goes is highly intriguing. I instantly put it on my wish list upon completing that demo. In a flowery, roundabout, corporate propaganda sort of way. Keep an eye out for articles in the environment. They offer insight on the world around you and credit towards your investigation. Choose the proper takeaway after reading, and you'll earn additional bonus credit too. Alright. Let's see. Subway fixes axed. City to refocus on canopy. Oh, this is a lot, actually. Holy shit. Declaring the subway tunnels to be irreparably flooded, city engineers announced this week that all plans to drain and repair the system were being suspended indefinitely. Gonna draw while watching your stream. Alright. Sounds good, man. Saltwater damage to insensitive electronic cabling and erosion of key tunnel fixtures were cited as reasons for why 89% of the subway system was evaluated as critically compromised or worse. Civil engineering efforts will be refocused on maintenance and expansion of the hybrid super infrastructure system that weaves together trams, highways, walkways, and skyscrapers into the canopy high above our city streets. Let me get a soda. There we go. Got myself a Sprite Chill. Boom. All right. Let's go. Reactions to the announcement could be characterized as blasé. It's been years since the subways last ran. Decades since they last ran on schedule. Most citizens have long since given up hope on them ever making a comeback. Online chatter barely reacted to the announcement, with most commenters and voters' attention focused instead on the growing investigations into Councilman Long's campaign finance irregularities. As one of the canopy's major backers in City Hall, Long has often found himself at odds with a small but vocal group of critics that consider it to be an eyesore or an amplifier of light and noise pollution. And with Long having stepped away from his political duties in order to more fully cooperate with investigators, for the first time in nearly 20 years, the typically lock-steady political foundation of the canopy was looking uncharacteristically shaky going into this week. But with the subways now officially no longer an option, people and corporations alike have little choice for how they complete their morning commute. However, not all reactions to the news have been negative. At least a few bold individuals see this latest report as vindication, and possibly even a rallying cry. Already considered by many to be a rising star in infrastructure solutions abroad, tech startup Subterra made headlines last year with their radical proposal for a system of personal submarine taxi pods that could make use of the flooded subway tunnels. The momentum stalled when their first prototype for the city came in at a disappointing 3,359% over budget. Jesus Christ, that's fucked. The one council member was quoted as calling their system mind-bogglingly wasteful and impractical in the extreme. In light of this latest announcement, Subterra has proudly declared their intent to resubmit their proposal package. Across the entire globe, coastal cities like ours have struggled to find civil engineering answers to rising sea levels and subterranean flooding to satisfy financial, practical, and aesthetical concerns. Historically, most scientists have attributed this increase in sea level to climate change, though there were dissenting voices. Water rises and falls at the same time. For reasons we do not fully understand, are we too It appears that you have 0 free articles remaining this month. Okay. I'm surprised by the amount of detail given to this one article alone. Like, usually flavor text isn't this detailed in like a lot of like indie games, right? That, wow, whoever wrote this like really took their time to really flesh this out. And this is just one in-game article too. Like, wow. Ballsy of them putting the paywall there, as if I reached for my wallet after having to read a word like aesthetical. Besides, I got the gist of it. The takeaway is that the city will be focusing its efforts on fuck. I was supposed to pay attention? Wait, some terrorists back in the news? I wouldn't trust their engineers to get a wheelbarrow down a hill. But their stock will get a bump in the short term anyway. Till people remember how chronically named their ideas are. I should call my broker when the sun comes up. Anything else? Observe. An actual police lineup. It's like I walked into a museum. Though museums tend to feel expensive and clean. Dusty, forgotten, probably lots of unpacked boxes. This homicide department's more like an attic. Hard to believe they were ever so busy. They had witnesses making IDs in the lobby. Let's see here. Okay. To check something, there we go. Then again, it's hard to believe that they were ever doing lineups in the first place. Are you certain? Wasn't it dark? Did you know that during traumatic events, memory's formation is blah 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 blah? Poking holes in that setup must have been like shooting fish in a barrel, and all during billable hours. There's no room to sow doubt anymore. Not when a modded witness can just submit their testimony as a video recording, assuming their phone didn't automatically file a police report for them. This seems like a story that I would try to write and kind of fail at. Frickin' a noir frickin' cyber noir like story and stuff. A lot of narration, a lot of like detail put into it. Where's the OLED TV? It's in my room. It's off, and well, let's just say that it's for sale. And so far, selling it has been a pain in the dick. Yeah. I just cannot seem to, part with it. It just will not have... Okay, I got like one lead, right? I got one lead. One guy who could potentially get it. If only he would check his OfferUp messages. The guy literally just will not check his OfferUp messages. He said literally that he only just noticed my message from yesterday earlier today. I responded and he has not seen my messages since then. I literally put my address and everything. Yo, dude, it's ready. If you want to take a look at it, come take a look at it. Damn it. He has not checked his messages since. For the love of God, I need the money. Unfortunately. I really do need the money. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it because frankly, it's not really something that I should get into. But holy shit, dude. Like, check your messages. Just check your messages. Anyway. High traffic hallways, utilitarian fit furnishing, multiple screen stations, pragmatic brutalism, so textbook it could teach freshman level architecture. God, this writing. Love it. Can almost hear the building drone on and on about concrete and iron and hard right angles. The civil planning equivalents of battle scars. From a fight won so long ago that they're starting to look ridiculous. I'm sure it was all very imposing back when it was built. Maybe he'll come back with you with, hey, how about that half? How about a half price? Yeah, maybe. But then again, I'm pricing this thing pretty low as it is. Like, kind of. It's a C1 OLED with no burn-in either. Like, the thing looks great. Still, it's a great TV even now. The only real difference between like a C1 and what, like a C3 or a C4 right now, like nowadays, is the screen brightness, and that's it, really. That's really the only like real difference between like the C1 and whatever latest model there is nowadays is how bright the screen can get, and even then, it's an OLED. The thing's got perfect like contrast, you know. I think you should post your OLED on my server. Who knows, someone might be interested. Maybe if they're in the California, if they're in the northern to central California area, maybe. I've posted my TV on Facebook Marketplace as well, and so far I've gotten no messages that have come from like even not even from America, but other countries. People from other countries want my TV, but I can't ship it like internationally. It has to be picked up. So it really sucks, you know. Darn it. Pro tip: sell them at a high price, then haggle real softly. Yeah, I've always said that I'm a Californian. I'm from California, baby. Yeah, Coza's in California. Okay. Which part of California, though? California is kind of a big state, you know. It's a really big state. It takes hours upon hours to like traverse the whole thing. Let's see here. Walking in here now, what crime rates were where they are? Feels like a hospice ward for heavy-handedness. Alright. I've taken in all the scenery and learned as much as I can here. Time to get checked in. Woo! Holy shit. It booted up fine. So far, so good. Good morning! Morgan, here for the public defender contract. Could you please provide your name and... Great! Please stand still for a moment. I wouldn't call intake holos charming. More like harmless. But that's probably what the designers are aiming for. I'm in Rio de Janeiro, capital. I'll pretend that's why my broke arse won't buy your TV. Brazil mentioned. Yes. I love the corned beef. Then again, I'm not sure how corned beef is in Brazil itself, but I really like corned beef, especially if with rice. Corned beef with rice, I love it. Assuming that's a Brazil thing, like in the first place. I don't know much about Brazil. I really don't. I'm sorry. Bit of a joke there I just tried to make, and that went about as well as a wet fart. Sorry. Anyhow, people won't mind a quirk or two in their tech, so long as it never speaks out of turn. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble placing you. Could you please provide your name and date of birth? So far so good, was it? Scan my card. Say, why don't you just scan my ID card? Great! Now could you please just confirm your date of birth for me? Why do they even bother asking? My birthday's on the damn ID card and my profile. I'd have to be a world-class airhead to get this question wrong. No problem, my birthday's... Fuck. I'm supposed to know this? Hold on. Morgan. December 26th. Okay, cool. I can look this up. Cord farming is so subsidized it's everywhere. Okay. Yep, I am very much an American. A dumb, fat, special ed American, apparently. 26. December 26th. December 26th. There we go. Perfect. Good morning, Morgan Counselor. Thank you for your timely arrival and for taking on this public defender contract. If you're ready to speak to your client, you can proceed to counseling quarters 3C. What was that we're calling? Is that what we're calling it now? You mean the interrogation room? I'm sorry to have caused any confusion. My vocabulary is regularly updated to better reflect state standards. Don't sweat it. Hey, aren't all Americans fat? Seriously, you'd be surprised how fat, people are over here. Fat as hell, dude. There are a lot of fatties. I know because I work around people in a public environment. There is much fat. Anyway, I can't keep track of every new euphemism either. They could call they could call it the involuntary wellness check room if they like. It doesn't change the way it makes a person feel, sitting in a stifled box of one-way panels. Nothing to see but their own reflection dully warped across gunmetal walls. Morgan Counselor, can I help you with anything else? Oh shit. Because of what you read earlier, you've unlocked an additional question. Read and examine it at every opportunity to build up your knowledge and get the most out of your questioning. Holy shit. Dude, this thing really wants to immerse the shit out of you. Why the disrepair? I know the city's not terribly concerned with lower wards, but this is a police station. Why is it so goddamn dusty? This facility is currently undergoing renovations. Since when? The 60s? It has been 22 months since the last timetable was last updated. They really don't see a lot of action around here, do they? I'm sorry for any inconvenience you might have encountered. I'm adaptable. What about you? They ever gonna fix that crack? ... Thank you for asking. It was not interfered with my work. It's not interfered with my work, rather. Well, that's all that matters, right? What are you? What are you? I'm a smart user interface, proudly sold by Noble Electronics. Thank you for asking. If you're interested, I can send you a link with information about our subscription packages. Oh my god. Should I send you a link with information about our subscription packages? No. Sorry. That was a mean question to ask. Question mark. That'll be all. Thank you. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. Through the door to your right. Thanks. But I think it's just me for now. So you could just go on break if you like. Automated dependents do not take breaks, Morgan Counselor. Then what are you doing before I walked in? ... Wow. Oh, got you there. You'll find the counseling quarters past our homicide detective's office. Through the door to the right. Thank you. Ads don't get breaks. And they don't get my jokes. Okay. But it's usually the humorless types that are the most fun to mess with anyway. Okay. Let's see here. ... Eyes gone bad or something? The voice. No, voices coming down from down the hall. Compared to yours, probably. Thank God I stopped for directions. A building this empty, a desk could have just told me to follow the echoes. One voice sounds older, rougher, and decidedly low energy. Have fun, stream. Gotta go buy some croissants. It's my morning ritual. I underestimate the importance of rituals as someone with tism. Have fun, stream. See ya, Mia. Have a good croissant, I suppose. Yep. Hope the ritual goes well. You worrying about me? Okay, this is multiple voices, I assume. God forbid I try to be serious, while the other rings with youthful indignation. Not like our job is important or anything. Definitely cops. At this precinct, at this hour, it might be the only two living, breathing people in the whole complex. Because why would you bother to print all that out? One document or 100 looks the same on a data pad. Anytime you question a suspect, you need to have a heavy file on hand. Makes them think you know them better than their priest, their mother, their big brother. I wasn't going to say that. So how many of those sheets were blank then? Oh shit! No red carpet tonight, officers? Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. We don't keep many extra hands around these hours. Probably faster to let the desk handle intake anyway, but mostly cheaper. You the lawyer? I like how they're called back cop. I am. Morgan Esquire. Morgan Esquire. Pleased to meet you. Same here, counselor. Kasim London. What a name! Kasim London. Bad cop. And the ball of sunshine over here is my partner, Farah Reyes. Ball of sunshine? She certainly is. Ha! Sorry if you were kept waiting. Chatter between the departments has been hectic all night. There's no trouble. Gave me time to enjoy my cigarette. Cigarette? Like tobacco? What are you, 80? She can't be more than a few years younger than me. Okay, wow. We're the detectives in charge of this particular case. It looks like tonight we're also your humble guides to this illustrious homicide department. I apologize in advance for any cobwebs. Pretty sure I've seen this London character around the courthouses before. He never struck me as more than some old-timer. But I suppose being an old-timer is an accomplishment in and of itself, his profession. Sunshine is definitely a new face, though. Rigid in her posture and her attitude, 3 in the morning and her shirt looks ironed. Freshly promoted, maybe. Oh, the eye patch! It's the pirate! Fuck yeah. Pirate cop. 2 old detectives working at these hours. Sounds serious. Unless you were just the first to arrive on the scene. No, we're not nearly that timely. Uniforms responded to the emergency calls within a few minutes. Calls, plural. Must have been quite the commotion. Look around. You think we're the first to arrive for anything? She's not wrong. We were only tapped after circumstances at the scene indicated involvement with an ongoing investigation. Our ongoing investigation. Not very subtle, is she? But I may as well bite at this point. So you suspect that this client of mine is involved in some separate criminal activity. Wait, did they really not? No, I guess they wouldn't put in the public defender's briefing. Okay, what the fuck? What's going on? Look, consider this a little professional courtesy, a fair warning, yeah? That's the heartbreak killer in that room. Oh shit! We've got the bastard dead to rights. So if you're kind, you'll help him plead it out. And if you're smart, you'll pass this shit storm onto some other night owl and go back to bed. ... I'm not feeling particularly kind or smart at the moment. Oh shit. So perhaps in the meantime, you'd be so polite as to fill me in about this heartbreak killer. Okay, they look especially goofy. Goofy, bad, corrupt cops. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. They cover utilities at the rock you live under? Is there a problem? You're seriously not familiar with HK? Never heard of him. I've heard enough about him for a lifetime. That name has been plastered all over the city for weeks, their crimes wavering between breaking news and urban legend. Their presumed goals flip-flopping from unadulterated anarchy to unappreciated vandalism. Vigilantism, rather. At street corners, in the media, on the net, everyone's indulging in this exact kind of armchair detective speculation that I can't stand. But right now, I need to figure out exactly how much the police do or don't know. And when it comes to cops, I always get better results playing dumb than I do acting smart. I take it he's a repeat offender? Was it the killer part that tipped you off? You must have at least heard about his MO. Media's gone crazy with it. Along with everyone else. One bullet, straight through the heart. Body left to lie where it falls. Hence the heartbreak. I gotta know. Reading list. It was abandoned. Profiles. Okay, you can always, like... Let's learn about the heartbreak killer. A criminal killing, getting caught. Probably read. Probably also... Probably not into astrology. Suspended due to influx of false reports. Okay, cool. Actually... Not exactly creative. But amidst the swirl of every other 100-word article out there, catchiness trumps originality. What you won't read online is that all 6 of HK's victims were shot by the same gun, without even needing to reload. So he's MLG! Heartbreak killer, more like MLG killer. Fuck yeah! Anyway. Horrible to say, I know. But 6 for 6? That's pretty good shooting, isn't it? Hitting the bullseye at the shooting range is good shooting. Doing it 6 times in a row is great. Doing it after doing a 360 spin is freaking awesome! But shooting 6 people with accuracy like that, it's a whole different beast. Takes a certain kind of monster, a real freak. His pulse probably didn't even rise. I see. Shit. Sounds terrific. That's a pretty terrifying thought. Should probably start paying more attention to the news. Actually, how I managed to miss 6 murders. Well, you probably could only blame yourself for missing 5. Pardon? You're still not getting it. HK's 6th victim was found a few hours ago, when we caught the son of a bitch red-handed. So you're convinced that my client is this heartbreak killer and thought that this was just his latest crime. That's a serious accusation with very serious consequences. I take it you have serious evidence to back that up? Pfft, I was being literal, counselor. Question mark? Red-handed. Well, we found your client. He was covered in her blood. Well, that's not good, is it? What you say certainly sounds compelling. Is that lawyer talk for open and shut? But even if that's the case, how does one crime scene make him look good for 6 murders? It's all there in the discovery files and the arcs, of course. Let's see. Let's read the ARCs. ARCs. What is an ARC? Augmented Reality Crime Scene, abbreviated ARCs, is an investigative tool in which the data harvested by the sensors worn on the first responders is used to reconstruct a digital copy of a pristine crime scene. Program distributed by a small number of tech corporations and frequently modified or even personalized by local municipalities, ARC systems are used by every major police force, most insurance investigators, many law firms. After its introduction in the early 2060s, the technology briefly came under public scrutiny when the independent news organization Unified Mediacasters released a series of reports claiming that the ARC's data was regularly edited by corrupt officials to erase. Basically, it's like digital holographic crime scene thingamabobbins. Got it. Join the local net on your phone and we'll turn over everything you need. I'll bet. Thanks for that, detective. I'll be sure to read it over. But if it's all the same, could I ask you some questions while I've got you here? The hell kind of attorney wants to interrogate the detectives? This kind of attorney. You're just that pleasant. Come on, sunshine. Not like we're gonna be punching out anytime soon, right? Whatever. Your client stew in interrogation all night for all I let your client stew in interrogation all night for all I care. Jesus Christ, my reading ability is going to shit right now. Intero, you mean the counseling quarters? We're at your disposal, counselor. Okay. I got to observe shit. Probably. Latest Noble androids receive warm welcome. Let's see. Bolstered by a strong earnings report and surging sales, and the Anima 16 Noble Electronics stock rose a stunning 3% this week to a new record high. While Noble's latest iteration has yet to surpass the sheer popularity of its predecessors, an increased profit margin has left Noble shareholders very enthused. Many investors were skeptical when, at their new infamous 2084 trade convention, Noble announced that the 16th line would be the first generation of androids to feature over 50% organic components. So-called warm androids, which at the time only saw demand in the health, senior, and childcare sectors, were looked down upon as impractical due to increased maintenance costs, cuts, scratches, bruises, and the like. Okay. And while some critics voiced concerns that fringe, religious, or traditionalist groups might find warm androids controversial, more business-focused minds feared that Noble was alienating its customers in the industrial and military sectors in order to cater to civilian consumers. Users that viewed their androids from across the room and not from above the factory floor. Jesus Christ, what is up with my... I need to focus somehow. Shit. Jesus Christ. However, as has often been the case in the last decade, Noble's doubters were proven wrong. Actually, how's the audio? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Audio levels seem okay. Noble's been the case last decade. Noble's doubters were proven wrong. The Anima 16 is poised to break profitability records, with no signs of slowing down. And many industry analysts predict that once these rare organic androids will completely replace their more robotic predecessors in daily life within the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, Jesus Christ, this is a lot of text. As described in the earnings report, much of 16th line's success, and indeed the success of Noble's androids in general, can be attributed to the remarkable lifelike, personable charm of their products. And by all accounts, that charm can be attributed to the work of Noble famed lead programmer Dr. David Asher. Lead programmer is an understatement of the century, said Noble brand ambassador Lucy Dees on stage at their latest #Noble Industry Weekend. It's because of this Turing solution that every Noble product from the sleekest assistants to the most advanced intensive care technicians, are so beloved and trusted by our customers. While his reputation was on full display at the event, Dr. Asher himself was nowhere to be seen. He's always been reclusive, and he's become a genuine hermit in recent years. Are we really to believe he's still... Okay, wow. He's in the news again. No wonder he can't spit without it landing on a piece of noble tech these days. Especially not where the state's involved. Don't know if they'll bite when it comes to warm androids, though. For government use, they're just... I should probably fucking... Let me read the thingamabob. I think, too frail. All androids undergo wear and tear, especially if they're directing traffic or suppressing crowds. So if these warm androids bleed pink all over themselves every time they take a rock to the cheek, it's just an endless stream of bad photo ops waiting to happen. Okay, let's see here. What else can I observe? Inspect. Barren, stark, uninviting. This must be Reyes' desk. Keeping the workstation neat and tidy is admirable, but I can't spot a single mode of personalization. Is she so new she hasn't had time to unpack? Or is she really that uptight and boring? ... Dot? Both, maybe. Let's see. Let's observe. Loose wires, missing panels, an aircon system that probably sweats more than the people it's supposed to cool. No room in the budget for making the office not look like shit, huh? I expected to find a lot of belt tightening at Homicide, but I didn't think their operation would be this bare bones. They've got a stunning clearance rate, and they work fast. Guess the city sees just that and just assumes their job is easy. Maybe their job is easy, what with our dear dotting surveillance state eliminating so much of that footwork. But if your wheels don't squeak, you don't get your palms greased. So Homicide ends up as the only state department with a shrinking budget. A dumping grounds for the police force's most unambitious and least popular. Alright. What's this? You shouldn't have cleaned up so much just for a little old me, Detective London. Someone really needs to introduce this guy to a filing system, or just a stapler. Paper documents scattered about lazily alongside actual photographs. Either he's really old-fashioned or really paranoid about data leaks. ... And he doesn't look like the paranoid type. Well, orderliness aside, some things are better in paper, I'll give him that. Okay. Nothing else jumps out at me around here. I've got a better idea of who I'm dealing with at least. Now I need to check out the crime scene data. I should have just sent a link. I should have seen the link, rather. You've been granted access to state files regarding KL 433511. Reply C to confirm. Confirm. You need to reply C in order to confirm. Am I talking to a person? I'm an automated dependent. Ads are usually more polite. Our personalities are tailored to suit our users' preferences. So the state likes you to be a little authoritarian. You need to reply C. C. It's case sensitive. C. Thank you. Oh my god. Alright, cool. Alright. If I project from my phone. Oh my god, future phone. Let's go. Future phone, baby. Oh my god, okay, let's go. Augmented reality crime scene. Okay, let's freaking do this. Alright, let's see what the police have. and what they think is important. Oh shit. Seems like this vase got tossed aside at some point. And yet there's not a scratch on it. Must be pretty damn durable. Isn't art supposed to be delicate? Maybe it's making a statement. A stand-up mirror, shattered and knocked over. Real glass, no screens or cameras here. It was hit hard enough to come unattached from its arm, while shards of glass were scattered far enough to land on the victim's body. What a mess. The victim's body. ... Cause of death, ballistic trauma, class 4 blood loss, atrium and aorta. Single gunshot wound to the heart and brief. Death was instantaneous. No injuries anywhere else. No blood or skin under her nails. Blood splatter, forensics, and all the other good stuff tells them that she was shot from there. So the killer was standing in the doorway when they were fired. Alright, check. A murder weapon, a revolver, found right next to the body. Six empty casings found in each of the 6 chambers, meaning the gunsman fired 6 times. Looks like the crime scene techs practically disassembled the damn thing. All they found were the fingerprints belonging to my client. Okay, there we go. So he was found by the police with a murder weapon right in front of the body. I don't even know where to start. Highly prejudicial. I suck at words would be an understatement. That's all the big ticket items. What about the security? Looks like the apartment was unlocked all night. It's not uncommon for people their age in a neighborhood like this, but no signs of forced entry only hurts my client's case. What about the rest of the room? There's not much else flagged here. Just a lounge chair that got thrown and whatever that is. Unidentified ceramic debris. Flag is irrelevant, but their technical assessment. Guess even the crime scene techs weren't sure what to make of it. Okay. That's everything that the police highlighted. But did I miss anything? Let's go. Let's ... baby. The hell is that? Oh shit! The victim, something in the victim's hand? How the hell did... It's just a pill organizer. Looks like some immune adjusters, NSAIDs, and tripexazone, a synthetic some medicine thing, taken daily to reduce rejection system symptoms like phantom pain and generalized itch. The autopsy said her tox screen was clear, but it's not like it matters. She could have swallowed every medicine cabinet in the city, and it still wouldn't change the cause of death. It's odd, but ultimately irrelevant. Everything else here is all very incriminating, but the kicker is everything that's not here. No out-of-place DNA, footprints, crumbs. Nothing that points toward anyone except my client. ... Well, I've done everything more or less before, but not much more. And the game kind of froze there. That's weird. I'm really going to have to sing for my supper this time. Better get started. Who the hell's messaging me at this time of night? First person who comes to mind is, I suppose it could be something important. Red. What couldn't wait till morning? What couldn't wait till morning? Good news, of course. Got a job for you. ... That's a pretty cheery way to tell me you violated parole. Lol, not that kind of job. Besides, I've been covering my tracks. This is something different. Kind of thing I can't handle with just a keyboard and a phishing scheme. I need you to sue my gym teacher. Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. At least let me finish. What did they do? Make me run laps. Not illegal. Let me finish. They made me run laps. Even though I said I had a stomach ache. Said. Gotta be like youth endangerment. Depraved indifference or some kind of shit. Sounds like you already got a strong case. Try self-representing this time. What's with the blow off? Nice phrasing. Oh wow, I'm laughing so hard right now. See? Is that your mugshot? I wasn't not gonna get a copy of my mugshot and use it as a reaction. Glad you found a use case. But I'm working right now, so anything cool? Homicide. Oh, cringe. Wait, what kind of homicide? Is it HBK? Is that the kind of morbid thing kids your age talk about? Teens my age. And yeah, we can read. Compared to the corrupt shit in the headlines. Old-fashioned murder like Hardy B is like quaint. It's not heartbreak. Then why you take the job, lol? You see the 98% conviction rate as a challenge or something? You taking up lost cause prob nose work? It's pro bono. That was autocorrect. You know they give lit homework for a reason, right? This is borderline concerned nagging. Maybe you really are a bleeding heart. Or just a sucker. I'm not a sucker. Nice phrasing, lol. You should go to bed, Fran. Tomorrow's Sunday. I can stay up if I want. Tomorrow is Sunday. Because today is Saturday. What's with the carp diem shit? It's nearly 4 a.m., kid. You've got school in like 3 hours. Shit! God damn. Okay, this dialogue's great. Dude, this fucking writing, it's something else. Gotta say. Repeat offenders may be good for business, but that kid's bad for my blood pressure. Important text message, I take it? Just your typical teenage drama. So then, if you wouldn't mind filing me in on a few details. Oh shit. Hold on a bit. Let me check the profiles. No, wait. Is there like... see, ARCS data. Okay. Details. So how about the basics? What exactly has my client been charged with? Your client, Carlos Backer Flat, was arrested on the scene at 9:50 p.m. Using his middle name already. Do they really think he's a serial killer? The charge being the first-degree murder of his girlfriend, Miss Diane Dawn. First degree, that's increasingly rare, to say the least. It's rare for us to get handed anything but crimes of passion around here. City's got damn near more cameras than people. So you gotta be really, really stupid to try and get away with murder. Well, Heartbreak's gotten away with it 6 times. So what's that make him? 5 times, and it makes him insane. I was gonna go with extraordinary. Let's put the difference and say he's extraordinarily insane. But nut jobs like that aren't renowned for their ability to think ahead. So what makes you think this is premeditated? How about the fact that he stalked and killed 5 other women as a warm-up? A warm-up? 5 previous bullets, 5 previous victims. None of them knew each other, lived near each other, worked in the same fields. Weeks of digital autopsies crawling up and down their online profiles. Nothing. So the serial killers chose his victims at random? If they have nothing in common? Yeah, nothing in common at all. Other than they all look like cousins. ... The physical similarities are striking. All 5 prior victims were young women with brown hair and eyes, about the same height, comparable weight. Well, those features aren't exactly uncommon. Couldn't it be a coincidence? If you really believe that, you should quit your job and start buying into lotto tickets. HK's got himself a type. Anyone can see that. You really gotta try and tell me that you don't see the resemblance? A young woman, brown hair, brown eyes. Can't tell how tall she is from the portrait, but I can take the hint. So you think what, exactly? That Carlos Flat wanted to kill his girlfriend so badly he went out and shot 5 other women first? Hey, if the shoe fits, then you put the other shoe on the question mark. What Sunshine means is that it's not uncommon for killers to displace their violence from people close to them onto outlets with fewer consequences. Drifters, loners, strangers, workers. He was probably building up the nerve for tonight by practicing on these other similar women first. Or he's just got so far gone that he can't tell the difference anymore. It's not the worst theory in the world, but it doesn't fit. They want to claim that those previous victims were practice runs, dress rehearsals for tonight's main event. But if that were the case, there'd have been signs of hesitation, nerves. There'd have been mistakes. On top of which, guns are impersonal, execution shots even more so. Okay, there's no sadism or hatred or intimacy in a single bullet to the heart. Killing your girlfriend or her lookalikes usually is, if nothing else, a lot less sterile. What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck was that? If you ask me? What the fuck was that? Okay, androids and cops. Oh, okay, timeline first. Let's build up to it. Let's build up to the frickin' last question. I saw the time of death was 9 p.m. on the autopsy, but do you have a timeline for the rest of the night's events? Oh my god. Can't trust much of what comes out of his mouth. Well, we've managed, thanks to less biased reports, the sources. And we're pretty confident that what we've seen, what we've been able to piece together from their statements. So they interviewed witnesses. Jesus Christ, what's up with my ability to read? Christ. Oh my God. So they interviewed witnesses. Sounds eerily similar to real police work. The suspect and his girlfriend were arguing loudly with one another starting at around 8 p.m. Neighbors were very clear about that part. Couldn't wait to tell us about the happy couple's domestic problems. Everyone in the building knew they'd been fighting for weeks. As you probably gathered from what you saw in the arcs, there was a struggle. Furniture turned over, glass shattered. But things go quiet sometime before 9 p.m. And then there's a gunshot. Dot dot dot. Scrubbers are still scrubbing, looking for audio from the area to get a timestamp. But we heard from enough concerned citizens to be pretty damn sure about the time. Jesus Christ. Right. Emergency services got a burst of calls from the block shortly after 9 p.m. No one seemed to recognize the sound for what it was, but the silence that followed was pretty universally alarming. Officers arrived on the street at 9:08 p.m., established a perimeter, entered through the open front door at 9:10 p.m., and then they find your client crouched over his dead girlfriend, his hand covered in her blood. At which point they moved to secure the scene and the suspect. Sorry, did you just say his hand, singular? Your client's modded, cybernetic right arm. How modded are we talking about here? Registered with HOW 85 habilis, industrial grade looks like. Says he's spec'd for dexterous manipulation for up to class 4 KPA, which means a minimum grip strength of, well, basically, he could crush your neck without even gritting his teeth. Damn! That transition, that cut, holy shit. Very effective. Considering a career change? No, it's not that. It's just, your eye must be very sensitive for you to put the patch back on each time. And here I thought you just had a 14-year-old sense of fashion. You think a cop would cover up her dominant eye because it was fashionable? I actually thought the same thing the first time we met. You what? But getting back on track, that arm has been in the shop for some time now. He can't work without it. Money's got him tight. The arguing? Yeah. When did he put his arm in for repairs? 8 days before HK's first victim was killed. Well, no chance they'd be willing to chalk that up to coincidence. Your client was arrested on the scene after a preliminary scan found his fingerprints on the revolver. And no one else's. A revolver? What kind? The old kind. The real old kind. More specifically, a Culver M54. 6-chamber, 10mm. Culver? How retro. You don't know the half of it. We're talking about steel chamber, real gunpowder, mechanical firing pin, and no tags. No tags? How is that? Just how old are we talking about here? Yeah, 24/7 location data. Timestamp trigger pulls, safeties coded to owner biometrics. For the past 3 decades, tags have made shooting crimes very unambiguous. So you're claiming my client used some kind of antique to commit these crimes? How else do you think we have gotten away with? How else do you think he'd have gotten away with this 5 other times? Jesus. For the record, when it comes to like scripts and like recording like sessions for like videos, I suffer from the same problem where, dude, like, sometimes I just have problems just maintaining a certain level of fluidity in my ability to go through words. I swear to God, I really don't know what to do about this. about this problem of mine. Good lord. ... If he tried to buy a gun legit, he'd probably fail the first psych check. And even jailbroken pieces are only good for so long before update withdrawal sets in. So that M54, that's model year 2054, a 30-year-old gun. Well, that sure complicates things, doesn't it? In some ways, sure. But pre-tagging firearms are rare. There's got to be less than 1,000 of them left in the whole country, and if you were still compatible bullets. The ammunition would have to be over 30 years old too. The novelty of this weapon has kept us in the dark so far, but now that we have our hands on it, it's probably gonna put him away for good. ... Archive department complained loud as hell about how deep they had to dig. But with the protocols they found, the techs were able to match the rifling marks on all 6 bullets to the gun your client was found with. Rifling marks. Bullets fired from guns that old are marked by barrel shape. So if all 6 bullets had the same rifling marks, we know that they were all fired by the same gun. It's not as plug and play as tags are, but it's equally precise science, I assure you. And if that's not damning enough, the spent casings from the other 5 shootings were still in the chamber, without even needing to reload. The caliber your client was found with is the gun HK used to kill 6 women. No way to lawyer around that. An untagged gun, just being anywhere near a weapon like that could warrant your arrest. Being found by police over a dead body with an untagged gun used at 5 other crime scenes is just... To summarize then, you believe that my client fought verbally, then physically with his girlfriend, and then he retrieved his weapon and shot her. Yeah, pretty much. ... How do you look when the officers found him? Guilty? How was his effect? Quiet, detached, stiff. Not exactly the picture of a grieving partner. That reaction may have lost him points with the cops, but beyond that, people react to loss in all kinds of unusual ways. And so long as the police are suspicious of you, there's no right way to grieve. Okay, let's androids and cops. By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you were light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade? I thought there'd at least be a few androids around. There aren't many androids in any police station this week. But let me start over. Aren't many androids in any police station this week? Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. What the fuck? I don't know. Okay, I swear to God, I really need to, Christ, I'm losing it. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly. They're the biggest robotics corp there is. Could spend all day in Center City without leaving their office a shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves us some money on shipping at least. But these talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids? Warm. Yuck. Might as well call it the audit line, the adult line. Might see them in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. Yeah, yet? You really think that'll happen? You already use ads for patrolling, securing the scene, pacifying crowds. Doesn't seem like that big of a stretch to me. You're joking, right? Android detectives? With all the pain we go through getting witnesses to talk to us? With your warm personality, I can't imagine. A cop knocks on your door, starts asking questions, you're gonna be put in a bad mood. An ad knocks on your door, calls you a degenerate criminal in a synthesized voice loud enough for the whole neighborhood to hear. You're gonna start posting shit that'll get you put on a list. Well, we certainly don't want that. But flesh and blood witnesses are becoming less and less common anyway. Cameras, sensors, satellites, we already got all the facts from machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let machines do the investigating too. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needn't have specified, it's the only real union there is anymore. Heartbreak. Checking my phone here, I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crimes a secret. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Yeah, top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real weighty read. It's not just journalists though, all kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks. Can you blame them though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are just endangered species, but he's gotten away with... We know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, Mr. Detective. National DNA registry's robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, a phone on every citizen, violent crime at an all-time low and clearance rates at all-time highs. But you gotta spout some alt-pol bullshit about invasion of privacy. Alt-pol? What the fuck is that? No, I'm not. People are safer now than any other time in history, detectives. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along, Good point, London's trying to look like he can laugh it off. Pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching its peak. They want, maybe need, to see someone charged, and that makes them predictable. Holy shit. Yeah, well, even if there's nothing standard about HK, Department SOP still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. But we can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-knit and tight-lipped, but it's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. And why's that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system? What? How's that even possible? I know that there are some rough areas in the lower wards, but optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this killer on camera once? You think we'd have let him kill 6 people if we did? ... I understand your concern, ma'am, but optics is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance systems signing up to feed into the state's security network. It's not perfect, just another one of the many public safety tools in our belt. It's not meant to be perfect, it's meant to help us solve crimes, or at least act as a deterrent. One would hope so. Fat chance. Deterrents are for war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, one of the very few holes left in it. But it does have holes. ... Patching up those remaining holes takes effort, and that effort usually means rebooting the system. There's all kinds of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved, but the end result is that there are occasional localized blackouts. And the math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. I see. But those windows of opportunity are small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. They have mentioned it if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. His file says he's modded for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interfacing, so that just leaves city planning. So does he work construction for the city? HK's only been ever struck at times in locations where optics would be down. Even with the devil's own luck, it can't possibly be coincidence. So, you're saying that this woman was killed? Yeah, there was a blackout around 8 to 9 tonight. Right on schedule, so to speak. So it included the area surrounding the victim's, and it included the area surrounding the victim's apartment. ... Well, what about the DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage or forensics? Also no motives, tampering, or witnesses. It's been like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon. Until now. Finally, a lucky break for the boys in blue. Scanners, cams, drones, forensics. No matter how you dress it up with tech, all detective work relies on one basic assumption. People make mistakes. ... But HK's the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. Only reason we even caught him tonight was because he finished what he set out to do all along. ... So was my client on the list of suspects before tonight? Weren't you listening? There was no list of suspects. ... We questioned some X's, a few CIs. Someone even spoke to one or two unlisted at some point. Nothing came of it. There was talk about starting on some kind of psych eval or something, but I never expected much to come of that. There's just not enough there to work with. In other words, the only thing they could have, to link my client to those killings is a murder weapon. If I can just jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. Thanks for that chat, detectives. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes you do, and the picture it paints isn't pleasant. But even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Besides, we're not exactly going to have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. And why is that? Because we found a handwritten confession at his desk. Jesus Christ! Dude! Fucking really? Well, that's, unexpected. Yeah, no shit. I'm sorry, you're now telling me that he wrote a confession? Has it been verified? Not yet. You have to muscle past everyone in fraud and disinfo to get in front of that line. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. There's a copy in the discovery data, but I should warn you, it doesn't exactly make for light reading. Oh, fuck, really? I'll have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Didn't mean to hurt you or what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. I wish I hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to at first. I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt too, but didn't want to hurt you. Words aren't enough to know that now. I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. That was difficult to read. Not really. That was pretty easy. Barely legible, in fact. Well, you got a spin for that? No need. But it's a confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? Not yet. But not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering he asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted man in the city asked for a lawyer, and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. But I'm not so flush with work that I can't afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go and speak with my client. ... What? He's still not handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing to that man being responsible for 6 murders. 2 hours or so in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual, and that's for your safety as well. It's kind of you to worry, but I doubt I'll be in any danger. He's killed 6 women. None of them were None of them were redheads. Okay. Seriously though, I like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off if you don't mind. Mic's on or off is your call, counselor. But we'll be watching the feed from right outside in case anything happens. And the cuff stays on. That worried about me? How chivalrous. Yeah, my armor's practically blinding. Gross, I'll start the unlock cycle. ... Counselor, just one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I suggest you help him sign that confession. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part of defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. ... 6 people dead is one thing, but he's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he's made the state look bad. That's a capital crime, if there ever was one. And even if the death penalty is not actually on the table these days, I can guarantee he's not going to like whatever rehabilitation plan they draw up for him. ... Look, I've seen the virtual work release program in person, and it's being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, sometime in the next decade, maybe. ... Just remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps him from, well, that's probably a win for your client, right? Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty, that much is true. It saves the courts a great deal of time and money. They show their gratitude with their due sentencing. But no one will ever be grateful toward the heartbreak killer. Yeah? Yeah, no shit. Anyone convicted for killing 6 people, they'll never rest their mind another day in their life. Oh shit, here we go. Let's go for it, baby. This game is actually okay. Whoa. ... So many ... dots. It's depressing as hell in here. They need to liven this place up. Carlos flat, right? I hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. We've got a lot to cover, but this shouldn't take all night. What are you... Look, I already told you people, I'm not a cop, Carlos. Furthest thing from it. I'm a lawyer. You're a lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you. Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there. In here. Kept repeating it the whole ride over. But they said they were going to help me. That they knew this was all a mistake. And then they said that I killed, acting like they were on my side, and they thought that I could have... That I... ... It's not their job to help you, Carlos. But it is mine, and I'm here now. ... He's still in shock. I need more information. But if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure you're exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak. But I'd like you to try to answer a few questions. The police already questioned you, I'm sure. But they were treating you like a suspect, not as a client. ... Okay. What do you want to know? About you. Let's start simple, something mundane, grounded, rote. I'd like to know more about you first, Carlos. Something like, what line of work are you in? I'm with the city engineering. Or I was, or I should be. As I thought, the police must be convinced he mapped the optics blackouts using data he stole from work. My arm, I got it slotted for the job. And, Carlos, I'm going to need more than that. So what do I know? He works for city engineering, not a desk job. Reyes said was modded for work, and that arm must be in custody at the moment. Based on his shoulder, it'd have to be pretty utilitarian. Utilitarian, yeah. He doesn't strike me as the type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding. The young and restless and the rich, swapping in neon and chrome limbs because they like the way it looks, or the way it makes other people start looking at them. No, he's pragmatic, grounded, and very unlucky. In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted to mod. Really? Really? I don't even have a brother. He had everything planned out, a whole career path, and for promotions and bonuses and upgrades they'd afford him. Then he came his 18th birthday present, test results politely informing him that he's not a viable candidate. That sucks. ... I think he felt relieved, actually. Seemed like it was a weight off his chest. Like he was glad that he didn't have to choose. Does that make any sense? Yeah, I think it does. ... I always figured that I'd start it all. I'd start small. A hand or an eye, test the water. Never thought about lobbing my whole damn arm off, but the recruiter was enthusiastic. He said, because of the NCDA, there was financial aid and resources. Of course, I got shit canned, and now me and every modder is loyally screwed. Couldn't even let me keep the tax credit. The new Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended, not repealed, but I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment. I worked the tighter spaces, the high volt environments, mostly canopy upkeep. Typical stuff for modders, you know? He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back to him to keep him talking. But the right word choice here or there can still make a difference. Can I save? Let me save. I can save, guys. You work for the canopy. You must be... under a lot of pressure. Must be under a lot of pressure now that the subways are cordoned off. Damn straight, and this crap with Long? Once word got out that the case against him was real, every desk job in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All of them convinced that Eternal Affairs is going to come knocking if they misplace so much as a paperclip. Everything by the book means no room for compromise, no room for problem solving, no room for engineering. Yeah, and no patience for screw-ups. He's trying very hard not to look over his shoulder. Look at his shoulder, rather. Why are you wearing a prosthetic right now, Carlos? Yeah, that. Rejection issues starting last month. A lot of sleepless nights. Rejection? Did the therapy not take? It's not like that. I wasn't oozing pus out of my sockets or anything. Then, do these rejection issues have anything to do with your scars? Not in the way you're thinking. But what? I'm right-handed. So those cuts on the face are just from shaving? Never thought this would go so long that I have to relearn how to do everything. I mean, the problem started small, trembling, but then spasms. Just oversensitivity, they said, an easy fix. But the problem got bigger. Couldn't let it get that far. Need to be able to trust your own hands when you're on the job site. Drop a cutter in the wrong moment and people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, turned in my arm, and watched my case get placed at the back of the damn line. Where did they turn it in? Some mass turnaround chop shop with a waiting list like you wouldn't. It doesn't sound like you're a happy customer. Hell no! I found a dozen other clinics with shorter wait times. But as long as I'm renting and not owning, the manufacturer decides whether your arm gets maintenance. That's why I'm sitting here with this expensive ass stump of a shoulder. I haven't been able to work for weeks. Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I've got 2 working arms again. You couldn't buy or rent a replacement yourself, just in the meantime? I serve at the pleasure of the state, and they've got exclusivity contracts with Hindi, all locked up white knuckle tight. Hindi. How Industries? As I recall, he's registered with one of the Habilis models. If I took one step on site with uninsured tech, forget the fines, I lose the down payment in my arm, and I never work in this city again. If this was last quarter, maybe I could have worked something out with management, but like I said, no one's sticking their neck out for anyone that longs in hot shit. You mentioned discomfort. Are you in pain? Pain will come and go. It's the itches that'll kill you. And the phantoms come back pretty fast when I don't have anything. Arm shaped attached to me. Didn't they give you something to, well, wear in the meantime? Something the clinics lend out for cases like this. What they gave me is a dead weight, 3-jointed, landfill bait piece of shit. ... Sorry, it's a very shitty feeling having a part of your body that you know, they cut corners on. ... It fits. It's compatible, technically. Can slot in and feel on balance again. But the fingers don't even bend. The quick twitch motors are way off. It's like walking around with your arm asleep or dead. So were you wearing it when... Fuck, what should I say? Oh god. Fuck, I gotta choose wisely. Were you wearing it when you were arrested? No, I wasn't. But I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging it as evidence, so can't have gone too far. So Detective Reyes was being quite literal about how he was found. He had the victim's blood on his left arm only, because at the time of question, he didn't even have it right. ... No inconsistencies in the story so far. He's opened up about as well as he can be expected. But this has to all have just been a warm-up for both of us. Now comes the delicate part. Oh, fuck. Carlos, you and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you 2 know each other? Right. I've known her since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Always got along. Eventually, we just got together at some point. Guess I never actually asked her out for the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly not saying that out loud. ... Diane, she was in genetics. Focused her studies on agriculture. It always takes a few tries to get used to using past tense. Just finished her post-grad work this year. Got hired right out of the gate. Practically head-hunted. You believe that? Practically head-hunted. And of course she was. Any company'd be lucky to have her, unlike... It was a real ass job. Paid real ass money too. So her career was starting to pan out, right as yours had fallen into the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired? Pedigree? No, Perigee Headquarters Laboratories. I say it like that, like name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella. That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows 1/3 of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. One client that size, the lab wouldn't need any others. Now no corporation earns the mega prefix without a little throat cutting, but Harco's is about as unsexy as big business can get. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Predictable like the seasons. No one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered because of corporate greed. Had she adjusted well to her new job? Yeah, they loved her. They loved having her there. Has she never mentioned arguments or disputes? Corporate politics getting rough. I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. But I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. And there's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her. It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from the past to shift blame onto. But with no other suspects, I can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I'll have to disprove their argument entirely. ... Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful. It was? Now, I'd like you to try and tell me whatever you can about what happened tonight. Start from the beginning and take your time. The details are important. All right, Miss Morgan. I'll try, Morgan. When you're ready. We were arguing. We have been arguing a lot lately. Arguing about stupid stuff. I have been working, have been making money, have been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself, but more than that, I was just jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money. The reports say you were arguing around 8 p.m. 8? Yeah, must have been when we started. We got into it and I said a lot of things I shouldn't have. And I said one thing I really, really shouldn't have. I crossed the line, and we both knew it, so I left. You left? Yeah, I walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Of course, the air wasn't fresh, just humid, thick like mud. And while I was pissing away the time, Diane was... Did you bring your phone with you, or any other electronics? No. I kind of stormed off. Didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me. With optics down, traffic and street level cameras won't help him. That leaves... Did you go through a checkpoint or talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything? Cash or credit? No, not even a vending machine. Not even a damn vending machine, huh? I may have met my match. How could anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate. I just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to wallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details quite right. My head is... But if my exact route would help. The camps probably... ... What? What is it? Oh, fuck. Optics was what? Can that even happen? There's no other proof that you were out at the time Diane was killed. Meaning, you've got no alibi. This can't... Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't... Carlos. I'm the one person you don't have to try to convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. So let's try to get it out there and see what we've got to work with. Right. Now, you said you left to clear your head. So what made you come back? I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. Didn't even know what it was. But it was loud, and it scared me. And I came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first, but at some point, I must have started running, because when I got back, I was so out of breath. And when I saw that the front door was open, something dropped in my chest and my lungs wouldn't... You live on the first floor, right? Yeah. First floor apartment, street facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. ... From the hallway I saw her, but I didn't realize. I never thought that she was... The lights were off. The whole room was a mess. I thought she had been robbed or had fallen or... There was broken glass, furniture knocked over. ... And she was... I called her name and she didn't move. I checked her pulse and she was still warm. Her blood was still warm. And I saw her. The gun. It looked so heavy, but I thought it had to be fake because I didn't want it to be real. Is that why you picked it up? What? Pick it up? I didn't even touch that thing. I didn't shoot her, damn it. ... Oh, fuck. Doing what I do. You hear a lot of things. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies, bad lies especially. For me, it always has been easy to spot a lie, but it can be hard to know what to do about it. ... I have all the proof I need in my files, but he's nervous and defensive. And none of this works if he doesn't trust me. Stay up to date on details of evidence by checking your phone. Ooh, I haven't done that. If your clients notice that you don't know what you're talking about, they'll stop giving you any credit. Check the evidence. The Culver M54 6-chambered 10mm revolver, fingerprints matching Carlos Baker, flats, left hand with 99.9% certainty, rifling marks. Yeah, that's incriminating. Shit. How Industries Obelisk 2085. Shit. Submitted 5 weeks ago at a Howe partnered prosthetic adjustment clinic for a list duration of 40 business days due to user-reported sensitivity issues. Shit. You did touch the gun, Carlos. That's just a fact because it's a fact that your fingerprints are on that gun. What? But I didn't do this. I wasn't thinking. I was just... Carlos, all I'm saying is you picked it up. That's all. ... Wouldn't you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun? You fucking moron! That explains how his fingerprints got on the gun. But not in a way that would satisfy the police. Still, if at all he did was hold the gun. So stupid. I know what a gun looks like. But seeing it in my own home, right in front of... You were just in shock, Carlos. You still are. The police came in sometime after that. I don't remember much of what they did. They said things started moving fast. It seemed like the rest of my night went probably the way you'd expect. ... Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trash when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight? What? Physical? We never fought. We never fought like that. Did the police say that we did? They assumed as much, which means they also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Considering what Carlos has told me, what else did they assume? ... What is it? I'd like you to take a look at something for me. The crime scene. Oh. It's an AR module built from data taken as the police entered, so... Right. It's just data, Carlos. No grisly details. Okay. Let me see it. Take your time. ... A lot of ... Alright, I think I've got it. That's how the police found things. Now close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try to focus on what's out of place. Alright. I'll take notes. You just say whatever comes to mind. I don't remember exactly where everything was. But well, the mirror was upright, of course. And the clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point and the bed got tossed, the cushions torn. And the urn fell. Other than that... ... No, sorry, that's all that stands out to me. I see, like so. What's wrong? Something out of place? ... Carlos, you need to trust your instinct. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up. It's just, I guess I assumed your notes would be making edits to the AR? ... Well, I suppose that works too. Oh fuck. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I think your drawing was pretty good considering. I'd like to change the subject now, Carlos. Right. Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk. Letter? What do you mean? ... I mean this letter here. Do you recognize it? Because the police are calling it a confession. Confession? But this is just a note to self. ... Pardon? Look, when we fight, I lose my temper, say things I didn't mean to. But so this morning I tried writing things down so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her. Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them. I broke her fidget tubbies. I broke her fidget tubbies. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Oh, you fucking idiot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Oh, you're screwed, man. Oh, fuck. Or what? Ahem. Or what? Her fidget tubbies. It's music. Okay. There are these collectible ceramic character things. They're supposed to be like tactile. Use them as paperweights or conversation starters. Conversation starters. She loved those little things. They're not worth a damn, but you could buy them at any flea market or garage sale. But they meant a lot to her. And I broke them. I mean, I was pissy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rental arm, I didn't know where I'm swinging at half the time. So I got angry and I ripped it off and tossed it in my room. That cheap, dusty, worthless. Okay, let's say he did break her frigid duckies with his replacement arm. What does that change? Nothing at the moment. There's not enough detail in the note for me to prove that his intent was when he sat down to write it. If the police insist on claiming it's a confession for the heartbreak killings anyway, couldn't even bother to sweep them up, so I... Alright, Carlos, thanks for answering my questions. Now I'm going to call the police back in here, and I'm going to get this cleared up for you. What? That's it? That's it. Okay. Although before that, I do have to ask. What do you know about the heartbreak killer? Oh, fuck. Heartbreak? You mean that psycho that was trending all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I haven't been getting out much, but I'm sure everybody's on edge. A guy like that out there, he shoots people through the heart, right? Police have kept victims' appearances far away from any upstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders... Wait, the wrong voice. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend. I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? If he's this slow in the uptake, it's gonna be a real shock when those officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. I'll just have to squash that theory as quickly and definitively as possible. Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's go for it. Let's try. flat. I didn't realize you could smoke in here. ... Technically, I can smoke wherever I want. For a fee. I guess so. ... Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock. Right. I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this. No, of course not. It'll be my first homicide defense, though. Oh. Why does everyone always think the first time's so goddamn important? Hey, cheer up. I've got relevant experience in other areas. Uh-oh. And, what areas are those? ... You ever gamble, Carlos? No, ma'am. I never go anywhere near loot boxes. Won't touch the stuff. I meant more like playing cards. Oh. No, that too. I've actually got pretty terrible luck. Could have fooled me. Well, what I do is a lot like poker, Carlos. Poker's nice because even if you're dealt nothing but crap all night long, you can still win, which makes things pretty fun. Okay, yeah. So, do you have a good poker face? I like to think so. And are you lucky? Only when the stakes are high. And, in this metaphor, we're playing poker, and the state's the dealer? If only. No, the state's more like the house. You mean like the house always wins? Yes. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there, and we're down here. That's why they're the house. ... So what do? We play the cards we're dealt as best we can, with more hands than we lose. Keep it up, and eventually someone will come over, tap the dealer on the shoulder, and whisper something in their ear. And then we'll be politely asked to leave. That doesn't sound very triumphant. The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like don't lose. ... Thanks, Morgan. But I guess I was more asking, like, what should I say? Just leave all the talking to me. So that's the strategy? ... What's up? You know, there's a saying about gamblers with strategies. Yo, ready to confess yet? Fuck! Cause I already woke up the DA. Already, she must be new. The district attorneys have final say on whether or not the case is brought to trial. Only fair, since they're the ones who end up having to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas all over long protracted trials. And they all dislike having their time wasted. Unfortunately, then, you'll have to call them back, because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here. Right. What she said. You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time, kind of thing. I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective. Counselor, we have your client's written confession. His written confession. Let's start there. Okay, I should probably look at the confession. Fidget tubbies. Pulverized alcohol replacement prostatic arm morning in the murder, evidently an acquired taste. Victim. 27-year-old agricultural genetics researcher for Perigee Laboratory shot through the chest. Last shit. Actually, let's go for the fucking note. Read the note. Actually. Again, sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Don't mean to hurt you or what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Stay in control when I get mad. When I'm in control, I hurt people without meaning to. And didn't mean to. But I didn't want to hurt you. Fuck. Okay, we'll be happy to. The thrust of every argument starts with the facts. What's already known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Fuck, can I save? Can I save? Save. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint by number stuff. See, we found a note in his apartment. His fingerprints on it. Apologizing for how he hurt them all so bad. How are you planning on spinning that? Fuck, let's go. Those are the facts. But I've been building up my hand all night. And now I've got the weapons to answer anything and they try to throw at me. Well, my client did write that note, but it was an apology. But not for murder. He was apologizing for... Oh god. Oh, I suck at cards. Drag and drop the card that best answers the argument on the right. You can mouse over your opponent for a remainder. You can mouse over your opponent for a remainder on what the key point is. Oh fuck. Okay, what do I do? He was simply apologizing for this. Oh god. The hell is that? I found myself asking the same question. What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene? This diagram of the room, created from the data you captured, right? Pure, non-GMO, augmented reality crime scene data, yeah? What's non-GMO? Not much these days. Notice anything out of place? Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. That's the scene of a murder. Full of busted shit, for sure. But I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room. The hell is that? Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got busted. Actually, that's not possible. Oh? Because the vase... It's not possible for the debris to come from the vase, because that vase is still pristine. How's that possible? Oh, did I choose wrong? Did I choose wrong? What the fuck? It's loading? Is it loading? The lady at the garage sale told me it's so old and delicate. Damn it. The one time I tried thrift shop on my own. So, wait. Well, so what? That doesn't even matter? If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it, then the debris must have come from somewhere else. What that debris is what my client wrote that apology over. You're saying that confession was his apology for not vacuuming? I am, because the pile of rubble is all that remains of the victim's collection of fidget tubbies. Fidget tubbies. Fucking fidget tubbies. Good fucking lord. What he said. Mr. Flat broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident. And this impassioned note to self was just an attempt at scripting out an apology. Can you prove that? We're taking this seriously? As much as I wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that my client wrote that note, and we can plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. Now, since it couldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles. Simple, right? The hell are you on about? The entire room was trashed, as the arcs clearly shows. Those fidget tubbies must have gone pulverized during the struggle, too. You really gonna claim that he sat down to write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down? Not a bad train of thought, but I could do better. No, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that. There's proof. Fuck, I need a log. Is there a log? I need a log. Fuck. Did I claim you write down an apology? They broke during the shooting. Just take a closer look at the rental you took into custody. Huh? One swipe of your finger should show exactly how devastating it was to the fickle buddy ecosystem. It's fidget tubbies. Whatever. You did take it into custody. I'm sure your techs found ceramic debris on it, yes? Now that you mention it. Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm. Which, while he was killing her, happy? Overjoyed? Because even a cheap arm's got an operating system that I've logged the last time it was worn, right? Right. See, I happened to spot a footnote on lab report. Said that rental hadn't been used since the AM. Whose side are you on, old man? It's gotten pretty late, sunshine. Just trying to save us all the time. Some time where I can. Well, thank you for your service. Well, thank you for your service? Are you seriously buying this crap? Just look at how scrawled, how panicked the note is. You expect me to believe that he was just upset over fidget tubby collection? One that hasn't even been graded? Setting aside Detective Reyes' surprising depth and knowledge when it comes to collectibles, you're correct. They held no real monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be shaken over their loss. But so what? So what? After all, that's not panic you're seeing on that page. No, the only reason the note looks that way is because Carlos. I need a backlog. I need a backlog. Fuck me. That's because Carlos is right-handed. Yes, I am. They did not know that? Shouldn't that be on my permanent record or something? So the reason why the note looks like asylum wall scribbles is just because he had to use his left hand to write it. I tend to think better writing than typing. And I need to get used to using my left anyway. I just thought it would be good to practice. Good practice. Taking that into account, aside from ceramics, your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. ... Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established your client's remorseless. Now let's get back to reality of the situation. Here are the facts. Oh, fuck. We found your client at the scene of the crime, wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood, right next to a big old goddamn gun. So that just happened to have his fingerprints on it. That's right, that coat is. What, you're gonna claim it's not his? What he actually wears is an extra small? She's trying to bait me, huh? In her typical low-key fashion. As the arguments flow, you won't always have the stronger hand. Sometimes the best you can do is hold your tongue and avoid overcommitting. Take as little damage as possible and wait for a more favorable chance. Fuck me, dude. Must have something. No sense playing into it. Something you like to ask me, detective? Detective? I'm just curious. What'll it be next? You gonna tell me he wears an extra small? Okay, I need to look at the evidence. Analysis Show blood on the left sleeve matches that of the victim. Flat. Let's see here. He doesn't look like a small. Weight 94 kilograms. Blood type. Student debt, sizable, poor. Fuck. Gee, Carlos, do you? No. Yeah. Sure, there's no evil twin you've forgotten to mention. No, I'm afraid not. Not even gonna go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime. To prove his innocence, I will need to get there eventually. But going there now without hard evidence... Fuck. Fuck. Okay, this is actually getting a little bit... Shit. I have no evidence of a third person at this time. Damn right you don't. It's clear as day that in the arcs, no evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming. Way. But at least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. We're not contesting any of that, Detective. My client freely admits to holding that gun. He picked it up in confession, in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene, which was not smart. Hey! But not illegal either. And that's all? He had her blood over his clothes. Yes, he did. Right. Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way? The lab finished with them a while ago. What are you getting at? It'll be easier just to show you. Would you mind getting them for me? You know what? Sure, I could use the fresh air. This thing's a bullshit in here anyway. And here I thought the room smelled like... Morgan! What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remembered that much. So doesn't that, like, make me look really bad? Just relax, Carlos. I'm pretty sure that's impossible. You're innocent. And that means that having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you. Really? Really. Not really. Plenty of innocent people imprisoned. People with bad luck. Or bad lawyers. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out easy. More often than not, it takes coaxing. What was it that reminded me of? Alright, here it is. One bloodstained jacket, fresh from the lab. So what's your angle? Gonna tell us that this is actually just hot sauce? ... No. That would be silly. She actually thought it over? So really, what is your point? ... Hey! Sorry, just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. She's just proven your innocence. My client was arrested wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. It has the victim's blood on it, who we know died when she was shot in the heart by the gun that happens to be an old world pre-tagging firearm. And so this coat proves he couldn't have been the shooter. Is there a gas leak in here? In what world does that make sense? Sense happens to be the key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can. Oh my god, fuck me, dude. The coat the suspect was wearing was taken into custody, back from analysis. Blood on the sleeve matches that of the victim with 99.9% certainty. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. What sense you use doesn't matter. Okay, dude. Oh shit. I need a backlog. It's just proving your innocence. My client was arrested wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. The victim's blood on it. Who we know died when she was shot in the heart. Who proves? What the fuck? Okay, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Handbag anyway? Yeah, it'll be easier to show you. I maybe it's smell. Just do me one favor, detective. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dry blood. Exactly. The coat smells like blood, but it doesn't smell of cigarette. That's what I've been smelling. Yes, Detective London, I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation? I've been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket? If you could. Let's see. Huh? No gunpowder. What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. You can't be more than a few years older than me. But not before your partners, it seems. You see, gunpowder's weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff. Hard to store, prone to misfiring. And when it goes bang, it leaves an awful lot of evidence. The hell's she talking about, London? Modern firearms are like the ones we use, like electricity, magnetism, even air pressure for sound waves. They've got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise. And they don't leave behind any residue. Gunpowder residue. You've talked my ear off about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. But a revolver like this one? It'll leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days. So, this coat, if you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they found any gunpowder on my client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it. ... Well, whatever. That just means he washed it after shooting her, or he changed his clothes. That's not impossible, but it would be pretty pointless. Huh? His jacket and his left hand were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue? Just get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? In highlight of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flat is facing as soon as possible. Whoa. They're faltering now. Should topple over any moment. The ladder was mostly icing on the cake for them, but that gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So if it looks like he never actually fired the gun, I'll admit these things were a little dicey there at times. But once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say. Did she get a message? What the fuck? Wait, they actually managed to find it? Oh god. Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes? You're good. Twisting the truth in the knots, making the facts work for you. Oh, fuck. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found a camp active at the exact moment of the shooting, and right now, I'm staring at a photo of the killer. Oh no! Wanna bet? Wanna fucking bet? Oh shit. A photo of the shooter. If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. But I doubt she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. Fuck! Oh god. Stay. I need to fucking see this photo. Didn't we establish that there was an optics blackout during the shooting? Sure, there was. But this isn't from optics. Good thing I held my tongue. As I thought, scrubbers must have managed to dig up something from outside the network. Which means, party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this. Well? Oh, okay, the quality is lacking. And yet, there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block of haystacks. What are the goddamn chances? No, the scale their tools operate. I guess the chances are, as always, in their favor. Alright, this isn't good. But it's a far cry from the worst case scenario I envisioned. You could even say I got lucky, which means the stakes are, well, it's a little bit blurry. Don't look at me, I didn't take the goddamn thing. Technically, no one took it. Looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone. Probably venting about how crazy the couple across the way was acting. But if their phone was on, his camera would be on. And so we managed to get this shot through the window. Where to begin? Far away, unfocused, ultra low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted, and so compressed it looks like it's from another century. There are tools that can enhance this image any further, and I could count the pixels on one hand, and you could kiss it admissibility and court goodbye. You can't honestly claim that you can identify my client from this image, and there's no way in hell you could get this past the judge. Yeah, you're probably right, you couldn't. But I think I know a DA that could. Either way, doesn't seem your client's leaving this police station anytime soon. That photo. Wait, what the hell's happening to me? Think I know a DA that could? Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in a hallway at the same time the whole neighborhood heard a gunshot. And who do we know had their left hand fingerprints all over that gun? You're referring to my client. You think? We've established he wasn't wearing his modded arm that at all tonight. So he must have shot with his left. Yes, we've also established that he's weak with his left side. The left side that has no gunpowder whatsoever. Forensics will never be perfect, counselor. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain, and when you finally get where you're going, you somehow end up dry. But that doesn't mean it didn't rain. ... All of which is to say, before judge or jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test. Carlos is innocent. I know he is. But that photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent. That photo is real. If both are true, then that means that photo doesn't show what it appears to show. So, at a loss for words? Never! I'm just confused about one thing. Where was this photo taken from exactly? Exactly. Positional data is usually only accurate to the nearest public router. If we de-anon the phone's owner and ask him where, why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense shows us the perp shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs back to the bedroom. We're looking straight at the shooter, so it's pretty obvious this is taken from across the north window. From the north? If this is from the north, then why can't we clearly see that? It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must live on the other side of the street. So we're looking into the bedroom from the north window. If she's wrong, I can seize on the opportunity to turn the tide. Fuck me, dude. I gotta do a lot of saving. Okay. Should I stay or should I raise? Should I raise? I'm afraid that's not simply possible, Detective. This photo must have been taken from the east. What kind of bluff is that supposed to be? Good detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take good advantage of that. Time to press the initiative. The hell do you mean this was taken from the east? The autopsy tells us the victim was shot from the doorway. The officer Ox data tells us the precise location of everything in the room at the time they arrived. And now your photo has shown us the exact moment of the shooting. And? Now raise the ante on a hand up to the current max. Answer wrong and you'll lose more credit. But answer correctly, you can bank up more credit for trick your hands down the fucking line, baby. Let's go. Altogether, that tells us that the photo must have been taken through the east window. As long as you consider mirror was upright, clock was on the... Let's see. The mirror, bitch. The mirror, motherfucker. I need to... anything on the mirror? It's the fucking mirror. It's the fucking mirror. Just take one look at the clock in that photo. The clock? What about it? The clock, huh? Seems like Lund's got an idea. And if he's mistaken, I can pounce on it to keep my tempo high. This photo was taken right before the shooting, so... Wait, don't tell me the time of death is wrong. That's a good question, Detective. But the answer is no. The autopsy, the clock, the neighbors all agree the time of death was 9 p.m. Right, there's no mistaking it. So then, what the hell are you on about? There's a clock on the wall in this photo, analog style. And it reads 9 o'clock. 9 p.m., the time of the shooting. How's so special about that? Nothing, there's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but... Do you remember there being a clock in the room? What? Actually, I don't recall there being a clock. That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock. Because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor. And the only clock in the room is in the northeastern corner. And my client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up on the eastern wall. Like so. What the hell is that supposed to be? An artistic rendition. It's very distinct. If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why did you just add that to the arcs? I show you my hand. Just because discovery law compels us to share info doesn't mean we have to play fair, detective. Slip my mind. I'll do that now. The important thing is, if the clock was on the eastern wall before the shooting occurred, then this photo must have been looking through the western window to see it. Don't start getting ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m., the same time that photo was taken of the shooter. But you want to claim the clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fighting? You got your logic backwards, detective. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And there's one other piece of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell. Fuck, dude. Fuck, dude. Is it the fucking mirror? It's the glass? It's the glass, isn't it? Pieces of glass from the mirror, from a broken standing mirror found at the crime scene. Same mirror was a low-tech furnishing, no digital components, pulled data from, hit from enough force to shatter the shards of the glass onto the victim's body. Backlog. Shit. It's the fucking... glass. Glass shards? What about them? Nothing much, really. Only that they're on top of the victim's body. And not under it. If the glass fell on top of the victim's body, that would mean that she was dead on the ground before the room got trashed. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone trash the room afterwards? That's a good question, Carlos. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the minds of the criminally insane, not us. Tell me, detectives, were there any sign of a struggle at any other crime scenes? Other crime scenes? No, nothing like that. Those attacks would have been over in a matter of seconds. So what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? That this was personal and things had gotten complicated? Shit happens. Shit does happen, detective. In this case, it seems like there's been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened. So what if the room didn't get tossed over until afterwards? You still shot her. We still have photo right here. And I'm glad you do, detective, because that photo proves my client's innocence. Huh? Proving that it wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult, and maybe more importantly for us all, time-consuming. Thanks for your photo. I can instead prove that it couldn't have been my client who pulled the trigger, because the man in the photo can't possibly be Carlos. Like hell it can't. The glass shots prove that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. We know that until the room was tossed, that clock was on the eastern wall, which means that this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. Back to this shit? That's impossible. The only hallway in the apartment runs from north to south. The only person that prints on that gun is her client. And the only fact that matters is that it used it to murder 6 innocent people. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me? That's why you're such a shitty gambler. You've played your cards too early, and now I can steal the pot right from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. Huh? But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What? What we're seeing is... Fuck, dude. Fuck, dude. What the fuck, dude? Okay. What if we're seeing the fucking reflection? Flat's girlfriend, 6 HK victim. Okay, I need to like look at the backlog. Holy fuck, I need to make sure. I need to make sure before I choose the mirror. Okay, let's see here. Last shots proved that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. No, the room was tossed. The clock... No, we all still know the room... Okay, I need to... We all know... We know until the room was tossed, the clock was still on the eastern wall. Which means that this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. Like this shit. The only hallway from the apartment runs from north to south. Okay. The only person with prints on that gun is your client. Okay. Then the only fact that matters is that he used it to murder innocent people. You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me. But you're such a shitty gambler. You've played your cards too early, and now I can steal the pot from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What we're seeing is... Okay, I'm gonna choose the mirror. I was just checking in. Oh, dude, I'm playing an incredible game right now. Of the Devil. This game is fucking awesome. It's like imagine fucking Ace Attorney, kind of, mixed with Danganronpa, with a visual novel, with cyberpunk aesthetics, and like, holy fuck. Okay, I need to like, is it the mirror? What is that? Are you trying to glass shards again? Sort of. By the way, do you recall where those glass shards came from? Yeah, sure. They came from a standing mirror. Fuck you! A mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window. But then that would mean at that angle, from that viewpoint, it would reflect the hallway. So we're not seeing a shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm. And as we all know, my client hasn't had a working right arm in a number of weeks, and he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I meant what I said about that photo. I'm glad that it was recovered, because it just proved that my client couldn't possibly have committed this crime. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. That should be the end of it. Except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Subcost has got its teeth in her now, crawling up her spine, whispering, wounded pride in her ear. It's a cold sweat, hot palms, hot like kind of fever, the impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. But lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. That's one word for it. Then allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary, My client's so-called confession is just a note to self. The police found him in shock, reeling from the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. And being confronted with these facts, you've received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, you tried to claim it depicted my client. And with a man without a requisite limb standing in an architecturally impossible hallway, he could have had a backup arm. He could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly. It's getting late. Time to bare my fangs a bit. Boom. Holy fuck. Oh my god. That's the best you've got? Even a bare bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. He'd have bring it to a clinic, which would have left a record on his shoulder OS. A record you won't find. And he'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived. SOP at the scene of the violent crime calls for a full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around at minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did you manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your drones in the time between the shooting and his arrest? Fuck. Eat shit, Reyes. Fucker. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh, here we go. Oh fuck. Here we go. Any objections? Oh fuck, Detective? God damn! Yeah! Fold, you fucking harlot. Suck ass. Fucking win. Eat shit. Fuck, this game is so fucking good, guys. Dot. Show me your hand, Flat. You're uncuffing me? In light of the evidence, we have no reason to hold you. Now I gotta call the DA and tell her I made a mistake. Not we made a mistake, huh? What? Listen, kid, you should know. Detective? Lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger. She just fought like hell for you. Make sure you thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well. Yeah. That's kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is its own reward. Sure. I feel exactly the same, Counselor. What happens now? I have to speak with the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Congrats! You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Yay! But what do I do? What am I supposed to do? The detectives will continue their investigation. Their investigation to Heartbreak. Their investigation to Heartbreak, huh? Yes. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements. No, that's not what I... Huh? Diane being gone is bad enough. But a serial killer, it's like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore. People die of the flu all the time, but I know what you mean. I can't make sense of it. What am I supposed to do? Hell if I know. There are some contacts I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors. No, you've done more than enough for me. When I got here, I was too tired to even defend myself, to try to convince them that I didn't. You saved me. Thank you. You're welcome, Carlos, but it's my job to. No, I mean, thank you for not asking. What, Carlos? For not asking if I killed her. Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. After all. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? Touche. The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place, easy to find, hard to miss. But the blood's always different. The flowering stain unfurling towards an invisible sun. A perfectly unique bloom, only one for each of us. A Rorschach test with singular, universal meaning. Vitality at its climax. Bursting forth into a red fractal, consisting solely of an infinite, the end. But the comical thud of the body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. Oh my god, dude. Holy fuck. I'm wish listing this fucking game. I'm wish listing this fucking game. This is just episode 0. This is a demo. Bullet number 6 of 6. The gun's empty. It's useless to me now. May as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but whatever. Finding the ammo was almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untacked gun for a fair bit of cash, but cash can't buy you peace of mind. ... Oh, don't look so surprised, lady. Bumping around the dock here you must have been only able to see my silhouette. Did she think I was her boyfriend? Back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? Can't ask her now. Hey! Did you hear that? These old pieces are so goddamn loud. The people aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood. But I didn't see anything I could use as an even partial suppressor on the way in. Could they really not afford some throw pillows? I used the other 5 bullets in outdoor spaces, in small spheres to blind opportunity that the city's eyes couldn't think to pierce. Cramped places, usually full of trash. But this room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean, organized even. So the corpse adds a certain satisfying contrast to that. Except, there's shit on the floor. By the window, there are broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. I kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes, each of them, not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on. And for the final shot, there was just had to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. I kick the wall. Something falls on it from it. Probably more tasteless bullshit. I toss over the chair, knock the urn, tear into the sheets with my frustration, and try to savor the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. This was all so stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. But so what? I'm not made of stone. After what I did to actively aim for the heart, but... heartbreak killer? Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? All the threads and breakdowns and the goddamn theory crafting. And all for the heartbreak killer? Sounds like a soap opera villain from a season where the writers were on strike. I feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Hold on. Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. That he got rejected one too many times or whatever. Me, I killed those people because I saw them and wanted to. And I've killed a lot more than 6. ... At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I had just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. And now that it doesn't match the MO of the last fight perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance, Heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. The air's weighty tonight, thick, energized. And a heavily foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off, when the steam lingers, yeah, it's always most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting, too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that. But I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk. Oh, okay, dude. Sorry, using my left is still... That's okay. You can just initial those in those spots. I took a scenic route home, courtesy of our fine city's sprawling public transportation, and got in a bit after 11 p.m. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching, made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for the public defender work came up. Decent rate, since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer, and enough debt that he'd need to be provided one. All I had to do was stay awake. There wasn't so much competition after 1 in the morning. Okay, where else? Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Holy fuck! Holy fuck. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It would have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. I would have gotten paid the same too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be no doubts, questions, appeals, maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK and his crimes. More headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight and mind like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with the case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might even have overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside an interrogation room, just to make doubly sure I didn't still smell of gunpowder myself. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked. But obviously everything turned out rosy. It's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus. Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure Diane is grateful too. ... Funny. I didn't even know her name. Fuck! Dude. Something the matter? No, sorry. It's just... I was just mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. But when she died... Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground. No, I know, but I just keep thinking that she must have died angry at me. She must have died hating me. ... The Tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself. What is it? Something I've noticed in the AUX data that I didn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit anywhere else. But maybe you can make sense of it. What is that? Where did you find that? The pill organizer was found on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police study added it to the AUX, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seems like it contained triprexazone, prescribed to help modders with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky clasps too for a pill organizer. Could be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. ... No one will ever know that what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy, and sad all the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was sending out your medications for the week. Holy fuck, dude. To my eyes, anyway. They're done. And she didn't hate you, dude. Holy fuck, dude. This game. Long night. That was too far just now. Practically rubbing in his face. It's not like I care about his feelings, but I doubt I'll ever see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. And hubris invites a downfall. So why? Why did I even bother? It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. I'll just need to show more restraint next time. Though there won't be a next time for Heartbreak. The gun's in custody. There's no more bullets left. There won't be a seventh victim. There won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will move on to their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And no one will ever found you! District Attorney Rockford. Oh, what the fuck? Sorry, can I try that again? I'm so fried. By all means. Oh my god. What the fuck? Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night. You're always so put together. Thank you. I don't get it. How do you sleep at night? Pardon? You do white noise. Aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, the lawyer who argues for the state in court, trying to prove a defendant's guilt. And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know, since I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all the adversarial energy and only bring it out of the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job. And hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma? Oh, well, actually, I'm here for you. Me? Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case. Well, then you must have been relieved finding out that you won't have to go to trial against me. No? Why would I be worried about going up against you? It's always the unintended barbs with her. So you're working with those detectives? Yeah, London and the new girl. Reyes? They've been reporting to me in preparation for trial. Preparation for trial? That seems ambitious. I guess they gave you the rundown. They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Reyes told you they had HK in custody, and you popped out of bed all excited to run down here? Hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours. Too much on my mind. So when I heard about a case that with a single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears picked up a little. But that's about all. Oh, fuck, really? We're doing this shit? I mean, Carlos Flat, a serial killer. The same serial killer that's outsmarted the state for weeks. She's not using his middle name. He was found with the murder weapon. But I can answer that any number of ways. Fuck me, dude. Does it matter? Fuck, dude. Holy fuck. Fuck, dude. That may be true, but when I glanced at the report, you glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Right. Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm modded, with documented sensitivity issues, never could have made shots that clean. Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention, he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles, and probably too heavy to not leave imprints. She's got all that from a glance. But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed all that out the minute you walked in here. Of course. Worst part is she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. ... Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. Profile? Yeah, Right, sorry, you probably never heard of it. I know what a goddamn profile is. A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal's psychology based on evidence from their crimes. Kind of fallen out of fashion in the last few decades. Not much need to guess about the why when 99 times out of 100, the who is caught on camera. Or before they even leave the house. I've had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get evidence on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting a hang of it. Profiling. Says profiling. It's some kind of investigative technique. The theory is that a crime can tell you something about the nature of a person who committed it. Stabbing, overkill, points of passion, rage, lust, they probably knew their victim. Poison and guns, meanwhile, suggest they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's the things you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of reoccurring themes in their stories. The detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much of his crimes can you possibly tell you? That he's diligent, almost perfect, highly intelligent, painstakingly organized. And almost enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm. It's rare to see her get this animated outside of the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf, educated, but all her playful, lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. Though I'm not thrilled about the fact that I'm in that metaphor. I would be the... Know what I mean? Definitely! And considering the marksmanship, the detective said that HK would have needed insider information on optics. So does that mean heartbreaks in law enforcement? Never in 10 billion years! Oh? Antisocial, independent, despises authority. It'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking kids on the head after the full rotation. Right, that's exactly how I put it. There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or hereditary, or whatever. These types can't help but insert themselves. Insert themselves? I do not ins. I don't do anything even resembling that. Wait, if HK's not a cop, how did they know about the blackout timing? Crime, meta, statistics, analysis, probably. Pardon? Take the emergency response times across the city, map them out, look at the brief spikes and delays, chart out the dips in... ... Sorry. Technical, I know. But all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator, anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to. That is such an unpleasant thought, Emma. Well, at least this heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it. He chose to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he could do just fine without it. And it makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Were there other shootings with the same MO? Not what I found. Other victims that fit the description? No, but I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other, but they also look like a lot of people. ... That's true. Hell, they kinda look like me. ... Do they? Fuck. Sure. What, you don't see it? I hadn't thought about it. Point is, no one could kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions of practice, Morgan. And that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer. You've got something catchier in mind? I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets, 6 kills guaranteed no matter what kind of support mods they were packing. The real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. I'm saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip-up, a mistake. Exactly, a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient. Now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. Are you talking about the crime scene? Yeah, probably threw the detectives for a loop, right? Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem to like the smooth operator you've been describing. On the contrary. I don't follow. This was the last bullet, their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. You make them sound like a child. Childish and cowardly and two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. Your profile tell you all that? That? No. That part's just takes one to know one. So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type. In a city with an 8-digit population? Well, good luck. I don't need luck. I only need more information. Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan. I mean, I need more crime scenes. Oh? Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them. Only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies. Not a very fair trade, is it? No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. With a deal with the devil. It's a deal with the devil. Fair enough. Woof. Okay, that rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out of here, or sleep more. Or sleep less, but harder. You think a higher thread count would help? Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom. Sorry, but that's the adversarial process. So no hard feelings, yeah? No hard feelings. We're both just doing what we do. We could use a cup of coffee. How about you? Don't tempt me. Oh, wait. I used the wrong voice there. If you fall asleep face first onto the table, I won't even take a picture. Okay. Just don't expect this to make a difference next time we are at each other's throats. Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation, and the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. It's what people do. But Emma is different. She'll set aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up. But a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off of her. As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. Holy fuck. Okay, I know it probably doesn't matter to a small ass, like, little channel like mine's. But, of the devil. Wait, hold on, there's more. Android. Which means you're going to be living with my friend for a while. Holy fuck. What's this? For how long? I'm sorry, I don't know. Oh my god, there's no need to look that upset over it. My face barely moved. It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. But I thought, yeah, like that. This friend of yours, they're trustworthy? Absolutely. In fact, I trust them more than anyone. Thought, hey, come in. It'll be fun. Hey, come on, it'll be fun. Really? Really. Educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. Credits. Evil Little Bug. Environments programmed by Patrick Mangy Carface Mulholland. Written and directed by Brian Mulholland. Sound by Of the Devil Card.co. Holy fuck, dude. Affiliate game mechanics. Beta testers, our fans, family, friends. Holy fuck, dude. Okay. Of the Devil, episode 0. Continued in. You're the smartest person I know, Morgan. When it comes to people, there's always been nut jobs that find the company's work controversial. The lawyers don't always show up at the crime scene this fast. I said I would be a pain in the ass. I never said I couldn't do it. The company's got us set for life and probably afterwards too. I'd rather die and play the kind of slop those machines compose. So that's just a lawyer job thing? You dress like a doorman on the weekends too? Compared to determining fault, determining cause of death is like breath of fresh air. The company has every right to defend itself. Those laws exist for a good reason, you know. People like that just don't belong in this world. Father said that you owed him. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. When I take a job, I never half-ass it. Okay, title screen? Title screen. How did I do? Result screen. 2 articles. Okay, what else? 6 profiles. 18 key items. 16 pieces of evidence. Total credit earned 28. Finish episode 0 with 28 credit. Congratulations, you've unlocked the store menu on your phone. What? Case colors. Locked concept art and bonus scenarios. Based on a high score for episode 0. Bonus scenarios. Holy fuck, dude. Okay, you know what? Let me save. Okay, I'll get back to this. I'll get back to this, like, let me just, can I go to the main menu? No? Okay. Let me just, switch over to... Let me switch over real quick, because, let's see here. Where is it? Of the Devil? Of the Devil. Of the Devil. I need to add this to the fucking wish list now. I need to add this to the wish list now. Right now. At wish list. Of the Devil, episode 0. Out now. Next fest. Recommend, dude. I need to recommend this fucking game. This game is... Holy fuck, this story and premise is... Threw me for a loop. Alright? Recommended. Recommend this game. I'm going to fucking play this game. The episode 1, if it ever comes out. When does it come out? I don't know. I need to look it up. But holy fuck, dude. Threw me for a loop. Loved it. Fucking loved it. How long have I been streaming? Over 3 hours. Yeah, this sounds about right. I suppose let me check my messages real quick. Looks like the dude has not gotten back to me, not bothered to check his offer up. So damn it, I still need to sell my goddamn TV. But you know what? Had a good time with this game. Again, let me... Of the Devil, recommended. So big, so much. Big recommend. So good. So fucking good. Best, probably the best demo of Next Fest. Out, you know, like outshining even Psycho, Giantess Dating Sim, and fucking... What else did I play? Psycho and Victory Heat Rally. Those two demos have nothing on this. This is fucking amazing. What's this? Okay, let me look at this bonus scenario with Morgan. Begin playback. You're gonna interview me here? You did say I need to practice asking better questions. But right now, because you said the police would be making us wait so they feel more important for the next 20 minutes. Is there some more protective way we could spend that time? I was planning on napping. But 20 minutes? In the lobby of a police precinct? I can fall asleep anywhere. It's one of my many hidden talents, Heather. You're gonna write all this down? Could you start with your name for the record? Morgan! And your first name. You should know by now that no one calls me by my first name. That's something you have control over. I wouldn't want to force the issue. How long has that been the case? As long as I care to remember. Then what did your parents call you? The tumor. That was a joke. Oh. Maybe we should have started you off with someone a little more your speed. Who better to start with than you? Someone who likes talking about themselves. You seem to talk about yourself as much as anyone else does, or more. I can tell things about myself. It's different. Because you're lying? Now you're getting it. It's not very polite to lie. On the contrary, telling the truth is usually rude. I'm not sure that your clients would appreciate that sentiment. We're not talking about my clients. We're talking about what matters. Manners, rather. We're supposed to be talking about you. Look, the sooner you learn this, the better. When people ask how you are, or that you've been up to, or what you've been up to, they're not looking for anything nearly so heavy as the truth. They're just following the template. And the polite thing to do is for you to follow the template as well. Here, let's practice. Hi, how are you? Dot. I'm good, thank you. Way too late. The whole point is to be on autopilot. Now you force them to grab the wheel, check the mirrors, and no one's ever grateful for the extra workload. You can be very cynical about these kind of things at times. I'm just trying to teach. I'm just trying to tell you that people are fundamentally lazy. So if you want to be a social butterfly like me, try not to make them work too hard. Fundamentally lazy? Do you think people are fundamentally good too? Obviously. If they weren't, we wouldn't be so easy to trick. So, are you planning on answering any of my questions about yourself? I've still got time to kill. Fire away. Will you be honest? I wouldn't want to be rude. When is your birthday? Wait, you're trying to guess my passwords, are you? You're not trying to guess my passwords, are you? I would never commit identity fraud. Not the worst way of going about it, actually. December 26th. The 26th. That's almost Christmas. But almost Christmas means it's not Christmas. Your insights are always so original. Did you receive your presents on your birthday or on Christmas? What do you mean? Did you not celebrate Christmas in your family? We did. So did your parents give you presents on the 25th or the 26th? Well, I got Christmas presents on Christmas, and I got birthday presents on my birthday. Obviously. Are all your questions going to be of this strange? What is your favorite color? Are all your questions going to be this juvenile? If you prefer something weightier, do you volunteer? No. Do you donate? Yes. What causes you to donate towards? Endangered wildlife. What's with the face? It's on auto renewal. I just haven't canceled it yet. Holy fuck. You've mentioned a mentor figure before. I never called him. Wait, hold on. Did I miss that dialogue? No way I ever call that mentor. A busybody, maybe? World record holder for billable hours spent under the influence, perhaps. Or just, cougar from hell. If she had rubbed off on me in any way, I'd have hives. I see. Is she a smoker? Lastly, do you know your 3 sizes? I do. Would you tell me? That's private. You value your privacy very highly, don't you? More like everyone else doesn't value it enough. Water's rising, the world's getting smaller, literally. Less real estate to go around. And everything's connected to everything else. These days, just wanting some time or space to yourself is considered selfish or worse. Only the guilty have something to hide. I don't like that phrase. Laws like the MOB Act have made it so anonymity and privacy are luxuries. Privileges reserved for the privileged. And if anyone below that tax bracket tries to claw away a little bit of it for themselves, well, it can only be because they're guilty, right? Is that why you became a criminal defense attorney? To defend people's innocence? That's private. Holy fuck. what an interesting character, actually. But darn it, like, is there a way to, like, go to, like... I guess that's, like, effectively it, really. For the demo, at least. Is there, like, a way to get back to, like, the main menu? Like... Because, you know, this is episode 0, you know, I'm gonna need more, you know... Okay, you know what? I think this is a good time as any to, like, end the stream. Of the Devil was, I still need to, like, do shit, but Of the Devil was a highly unexpected, incredible experience. So yes. I guess until next time, this is Hollow of Dawn signing out, Kitty Vickies. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna rename the VOD. This was, yeah, have a good one. Thanks, Sean Busybody, for stopping by. And have a good one, guys. Until next time. Till next time. Play of the Devil.